Welcome back to our UiPath tutorial series. In today's video, we'll explore how to create heat map using UiPath for SAP applications or how to generate UiPath heat map for SAP. Heat map provides a visual representation of data, allowing us to identify patterns and trends. So let's dive right in. Heat map is a data visualization solution that helps business users understand the usage of SAP system and answer questions about what to test and where to start testing based on real system data. The data is aggregated and summarized to be visually presented in heat map via daily, weekly, or monthly overlays. Use heat map for SAP to determine test relevance and test coverage. Test relevance, it means the size of the box in the heat map displays how relevant the test is for achieving a specific goal. The size of the box answer the questions how often and how heavily is this transactions used. So test relevance is calculated and weighted based on the parameters such as the number of users, number of executions. All this we will cover within this part of video. So please be available from start to end of this tutorial so that you will be able to understand how to generate or create UiPath heat map for SAP application. So if you can see here, we have already created SAP heat map sections available here, but how we will get it, I will walk you through from start or from scratch so that you will be able to understand how to generate it UiPath heat map for SAP in Test Manager. Now, for building this process, we have to navigate into the test manager. From the test manager, select any projects or create a new project. When we are creating new projects, you have to specify the name of the project. So here I'm just giving the name SAP Heatmap or UiPath Heatmap for SAP. Specify the prefix if you have. So let's consider UiPath Heatmap is the name as a prefix. Click on create. Now you can say this project is created successfully. Whenever we are creating any particular projects in UiPath Test Manager, you won't find out the heat map sections available. For generating the heat map sections, we have to navigate into the project settings, and from here click on integrate. When we are clicking on integrations options, click on new connections, and here you will find it out SAP. So first of all, we have to connect with SAP instance, or we have to upload the CSV file which contains data, SAP data. So how does SAP content looks like it? So I will show you how this will looks like. So here I'm already having one Excel sheet which contains SAP informations or SAP data available. So if you want to generate the SAP or UiPath heat map for SAP applications, you need either data or SAP instance should be available. It's always recommended to use SAP instance so that you will be able to perform actually what you want. Now, for creating a connections, I'm just writing SAP UiPath as a name, and from here you have to set up the connections instance. I don't have an SAP instance with me. That's the reason I'm going ahead with this upload from CSV. So here we will specify the descriptions for which project I am working. Now here, from here we will upload the file. So I'll just use this file CSV, click on create. Once we'll click on create, immediately heat map sections will be available in my test manager instance. Once I will navigate it to here, you will see this heat map is green when we don't have any informations. It means that will show in gray color. But if you can see in my previous sections, I was already having different color codes available in my heat map sections. So here I will navigate it to my previous sections, and over there you'll find it out color codes are already available. Now, how to generate these color codes? So these color codes will be generated based on the execution of test cases. If any test cases get passed, we will have this green color. If any test cases get failed, we will be highlighted with orange or red color so that this will showcase the business users to be get notified which sections we have to focus a lot. Now, to understand this concept, we have to navigate into the documentation sections where UiPath define these documentations. In this documentations, you can see the color codes. So initial color codes will be green, where this will highlight as no test cases were executed or we don't exist for the transactions. Red color, test cases exist and one or more execution got failed. Red, green color, test cases exist, all execution being passed. So it means these color codes are highlighted with the actually working condition of SAP application. Now, how the heat map ratios will be set it up. So heat map ratios is depending on the different attributes. So first is user, which contains default value of 40. Execution is 10 when it's the number of execution per transactions will be calculated as 10. Time, the overall processing time it takes for transactions to execute is 10. Object is 10 and intensity is 30. So by calculating all those value, we will have this ratio will be set it up. And how we are setting up these ratios? So direct connections to SAP instance where we will specify the detail on the ratio part. So this is how we can set it up in the ratio section. But just leave it to the sections where we will generate or create few of the test cases to execute it, and then we will generate a color code. So let me select the sections. Whenever we'll select the sections, I will have the test cases options available. Either we can create the manual test cases or automation. For using automation test cases, we will navigate into the UiPath Studio, and from there we will have automatically generated templates. So these templates are provided by UiPath itself. So navigate it to the home sections, click on more templates, and from here just search SAP. Whenever we will enter this information, you will have SAP testing projects available. Once you will select this, these templates will be added into your project sections. I've already selected here, created one of the test cases where I post this information into my test manager. Now to see the templates, how the templates will look like this. SAP change impact mining.xaml file will helping us to generate these color codes. Now here, this is the complete template which is generated by default. We can modify it and use it as per our requirement. So this template is very much important to have this heat map generated under UiPath. So this UiPath heat map is helping SAP-based customer to identify which sections we can focus more in terms of testing. Now, let's create few of the manual test cases to have the clear insight about the color codes. So now here I've selected user maintenance sections. From that, I will create few of the test cases. So here I will add DC07, and whenever we will create a new test case, this will be tagged with the label which we have selected. Click on create, and then this test case will be created successfully. Let me add one more test case, TC08. Now we have this test cases available. Whenever we'll go to this sections wise, we have TC07 and 08. So from here, we will clone it. We have one more test case added successfully. If we want, we can edit the label which we have assigned. But if we want to execute these test cases, navigate into the test case sections. And from there, let me add it to test set. So within the test sets, let's add some more test cases. In test cases, I will add these two test cases as well. Now here I want to execute few of the test cases. So I want to execute these two first. Let's see. Select this, manually execute this test case. I will mark it as pass for test case ID 8. Next item, I want to set passed. Next, then now we have executed successfully as a test case number 8. Now, if you want to see the heat map, you will see this will again highlighted with green color. Now, if I want to mark this test case as a red color, then probably I will navigate into the test set sections, and from here, I will again execute test case 7. So this time I will execute test case 7 and mark with fail. Then I will generate the next color code as a red color code. So totally based on the execution, we will have these color codes are generated. Okay, I think I marked this as a pass. Let me do it as a fail. Now, when I will navigate into the heat map sections, we will have this will be marked with red color. So this is how we can use this or add this color code in SAP Heatmap. Based on the execution, these color codes will be generated. If you don't have any test cases or any test data available, that sections will be highlighted with gray color. So that's all about heat map sections. Hope you enjoyed this content. If you think so, this will be useful. Don't forget to share within your circle. And if you want to learn more about it, navigate it to the documentation sections where you will have each and every detail defined related to UiPath heat map for SAP. And stay tuned for another part of video where I will invite one of the product manager who has built this product from scratch. He will share his insight about this content. So that's all from this video. Stay tuned for the next part of video. Thank you for watching.